Okay, everyone, this video is not clickbait, I promise you. Somebody sent me this article the other day, yesterday, today, I don't know. Today, I just read it, and, okay. I am in this world right now where I am learning a lot about NFTs. I'm actually going to do a whole series on it. I was waiting to do it on the channel because I thought people would be upset. But then I read this article and somebody else is talking about NFTs and Flesh and Blood from New Zealand. And so there's things to talk about now. And this article got shared in our Discord server. This is from, the article is actually from, let me find it. NBR, National Broadcaster. I don't know. Let me go to this. Oh my gosh, guys! All right, this article is. I'll link it. You have to pay for it, but you can pay for it if you want, or you can just read. This is written by Maria Slade. Kiwi developed Flesh and Blood beating U.S. Giants. Small business series. Legend Story Studios creative hit game in talks to produce Netflix series. There's another big thing to talk about. So there's a lot of things to digest here. There's apparently supporting audio. Oh, I didn't get to listen to that because somebody sent me the actual PDF. Interesting. We'll have to look into that. But so basically this kind of article goes through the success of Flesh and Blood. It says that they've made $50 million in the most recent 6 months, which is insane. That's a lot of boxes of Tales of Aria, everyone. That's absolutely crazy. Tales of Aria, they say, went straight to #1 on the North American gaming charts in September. But in this perspective, that is beating Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. Okay, sure. But then James White says that they have a $13 billion market cap for Magic the Gathering. Anyway, come on. Let's keep going. James White wants to create a unicorn out of New Zealand. That would be great. He thinks we're on track for it. That's awesome. They've got profitability. We're getting to the good stuff. All right, here we go. This is an interesting statistic. So Flesh and Blood is currently being sold by more than 2/3 of the world's 6,000 gaming stockists. So that hypothetically means that they have doubled their stores since their 2,000 store announcement, because 2/3 of 6,000 would be 4,000 stores, and they just said 2,000 2 months ago. So apparently we've doubled our stores, which is great, according to this article. And also, they're doing a Netflix series. That's awesome. On top of that, there's value in the game's intellectual property. Legend Story Studios is already in talks about producing a Flesh and Blood series for now. These are the questions that I want to ask James White. I want to know about this stuff, James. These are the questions I would have for you. Flesh and Blood Heart of Fandel is also worth $40,000. I don't know about that one. I don't know if I can prove any of the other things in this aren't accurate, but the Heart of Fandel didn't sell for $12,000 on eBay last week, so that's not true. Anyway, let's move on. So for non-gamers, the Heart of Fandel is worth $40,000. Okay. Unlike digital gaming, TCG involves physical assets and packs of cards and books. The games are played on large-scale tournaments. They talk about that. They talk about the tournament support, which is all accurate. And here we go. The sky's the limit for the application of IP, and a lot of people really love the story and the world that we built around this. And so I think there could be a Netflix series. That would be pretty cool. There is a Magic the Gathering Netflix series. That's pretty cool. I think a Netflix series on Flesh and Blood would be phenomenal. It'd be super cool to see some more of the lore. Okay, let's get to the NFTs. They talk about Tales of Aria. They talk about the prize support. That's really awesome. We know all that. Estimated 200,000 players. They say 20,000 professional players. I don't know where they get these estimates. I don't really care to analyze that. You're just going to call me negative. Anyway, here we go. Challenges. COVID. They did a great job working through COVID. Yes, they did. I agree with that. Auckland team of 28. Wow. That's smaller than I would have thought. But okay. 28 people. Protect its IP. Apparently the next edition. Okay. Supply chain products, increasing its manufacturer. You've got a lot of stuff in this article. Here we go. So they gave this thing to Angus Fenn, and he talks about dropping NFTs around physical collectibles opens up an entire new potential bigger than the physical side of the business. And again, this is Chris Jagger, who was given a thing to talk about. Flesh and Blood came from nowhere, and yet it's absolutely hit on the money, quite literally straight out of the gate. I don't think it's unrealistic to expect to be a massive hit ongoing basis. And then he says, the ability for games to cross from physical to digital. So this makes me think that this article didn't quite get I'm going to cut to my face. This makes me think that this article doesn't quite get the vision of LSS, because the vision of LSS is not digital. I cannot imagine. Okay, listen, let's get real. I want LSS to do a NFT. I am all about NFTs. I actually have started really evaluating NFTs and their use in TCGs. I have some ideas of building some spaces in TCG in NFT world where you can come and digitally hang out. I have some really cool ideas that I'm pursuing in my brain, whatever. I think NFTs are the future. I'm going to say this in another video, but my wife and I was like, I don't think my daughter will ever go to school. I think she will go to virtual school. I think she'll put on her little glasses and she'll walk around in her virtual school with all of her friends, because I think the world is moving digital completely. I don't want to get into that now, but when I saw this article talking about Flesh and Blood NFTs, I just didn't believe it. I still don't believe it. I do not think that Flesh and Blood is going to move into NFTs. If they do, though, that would be a massive, massive thing for the brand. Metazoo recently, announced their NFTs, and they added 4,000 people to their Discord server in one weekend because they were talking about NFTs, and the NFT world is really booming and busting. So I saw this article. I was like, oh my gosh, dropping NFTs around physical collectibles opens up an entirely new market that's potentially even bigger than the physical side of the business. That's what's at the end of that article. So I don't know, I think a lot of people think NFTs are a scam. I think that there's a lot of work that has to be done in the NFT space. Most NFTs will fail. I would hate to see Flesh and Blood rush into something and not do it right. I would love to see them do something like that. Like, I think NFTs in that world, you could have, you have cards. There's a game coming out on Kickstarter right now that has NFTs in the packs. Like, you open up a pack and it's got a code to download the NFT. There's really cool things happening in this space. And the question is, will that space enter the Flesh and Blood? I'm trying to find the name of that thing for you. I'm in their Discord server, but I can't find it while I'm talking. Anyway, there's a lot of really cool things to do in that space. So let me know what you think. Do you think that Flesh and Blood will move this way? This was like, it caught me by surprise. Do you think that Flesh and Blood will move this way to anything online like that? Because I will be baffled if they did that. Although I think it would be a really cool success. There's a lot of space here to talk about a lot of things. And I think that this is a great start to a dialogue of what does a digital world look like for Flesh and Blood? Do we need it? Do we want it? Do they need it? Do they want it? There was something else he said here too about online play, and it doesn't appear that LSS wants that to be a thing. And so I just I just don't get it. I don't understand why they would go that way in this article. This is a New Zealand article. It's obviously they got quotes from James White. Obviously, I mean, I assume that he read it. Like, I assume that they, talked to them about that stuff. I don't know. This is not just some random thing. And that's what just baffles me, was just the amount of interesting tidbits in that. Anyway, let me know what you think. Do you think we move this way? Do you think that we have an opportunity? Personally, I think it's a great opportunity for growth. What kind of NFTs would you like to see in the Flesh and Blood world? Let me know what you're thinking. This is crazy. I'm baffled. When I read that, I looked to see if NBD was like a fake news site, NBR, and it's not. Let's see what it stands for. It's not a fake news site. Like, it's a real thing. NBR New Zealand. Like, it's a real thing in, like, New Zealand. The Authority, the National Business Review. It's like a real thing. It's not like a fake news site. So anyway, I'm baffled. Hope you guys have a great day. Remember to be kind to the people around you. We'll talk to you again later.